You're listening to the Grow Your Pet Business with Tori Mistick podcast. I'm your host, Tori Mistick, the founder of Wear, Wag, Repeat. And in today's episode, I'm excited to talk to you about 3 marketing trends that I think should be on your radar to grow your pet business in 2026. So we are going to talk about live streaming. That's a big one. Video podcasting. This podcast is a video podcast you can see on YouTube if you're interested. And then we're going to talk about leading with your why. And I'm going to dive right into it because I want this episode to be short and easy to listen to so you have no excuses to not take action on these marketing trends in 2026. So the first one, let's talk about live streaming. I've been seeing a lot of people talking about how crucial live streaming is going to be for businesses and content creators in 2026. Now, why is this? Live streaming has existed for so long. You can go live on Instagram, you can go live on YouTube, live on TikTok, live on Facebook. You can be live all over the place. But why is this important right now? And the reason is AI. So AI, as of now, cannot live stream. This is something that only you can do. You can speak to your followers, you can interact with your followers, interact with comments, and this is something that AI cannot do. There are, different AI avatars out there, and maybe one day they will have the capability to do some sort of live streaming thing, but right now it is reserved for humans only. And this gives you a huge advantage to connect with your audience, to be authentic, and to share your own experience and expertise. I have a lot of episodes and I talk a lot in the recorded lessons in the Wear, Wag, Repeat Society vault about building trust with your audience. So we know that know, trust factor is essential to getting your audience and your customers to want to buy from you. They have to know, and trust you in order to do that. And live streaming is a really wonderful way to do that. And I'm seeing all kinds of apps and platforms out there making it even easier. So as a matter of fact, today I got an email from YouTube creators saying that you can now live stream horizontally and vertically at the exact same time in the same window, kind of, so that people who are watching a horizontal one on their TV or their laptop or something, and people who are watching a vertical stream on their phones, they can be interacting in the same chat at the same time, and you don't have to be juggling multiple screens. So this is huge on YouTube. People who are familiar with live streaming know that it's always a struggle of, which dimensions should I use? I want to be streaming on Instagram Live and YouTube Live and Facebook Live all at the same time, and they're all different formats, and that can be very frustrating. So I'm really excited to see YouTube kind of stepping up on that. And just a little bonus tip is that YouTube is a really great place to focus your efforts because it is still one of the top search engines. I mean, TikTok is becoming a really great search engine, but YouTube is always going to be a reliable search engine for content. So if you want to get into live streaming, YouTube is a great place to start doing that. Of course, Instagram and TikTok and Facebook, you can do all of that in those places as well. I would recommend that if you have a certain platform where you do have more engagement or more followers, that you start there. And remember to let your followers know when you're going to be going live. If you want people to watch and tune in, you should give them a little heads up. Just say, every Wednesday at 7 p.m. or just this Wednesday at 7 p.m. I'm going to be going live on this platform. I'm going to be talking about X, Y, and Z, and I hope that you'll tune in. So that is something that I would definitely recommend that you do for your pet business this year. Now, if you are curious, what you would even talk about, or you're getting a little bit stuck on the topics, depending on what kind of pet business you have, I don't know, what do you talk about when you meet up with business besties or your friends or your family members or other dog owners? If you do go to a dog park or go to any dog meetups, what do you guys usually end up talking about there? That's the exact stuff that you can talk about on live streaming. Of course, if you sell any products or services, you can kind of work those into the conversation in natural ways. And that's how it becomes a marketing engine for your pet business. So people are going to get to know you, your personality. They're going to see that you're not AI, that you're a real human that they can relate to. And you're going to get an opportunity to talk about the awesome things that your pet business does. So that's trend number one that I recommend you definitely prioritize in 2026. The next trend that I want to share with you is video podcasting or podcast guesting on a video podcast. So I know firsthand that hosting your own podcast is a lot of work. I have this podcast. I also have Dog Enrichment with Tori Mistick, which is a video first podcast. So I actually shared the video for that on Spotify and YouTube. And then for some reason, the audio only version is on Apple Podcasts. But video podcasting is really, really important. There's a lot of stats out there. I was just reading something the other day about YouTube, and I think that it was in the month of October or November 2025, like 400 million hours of video podcasts were consumed on YouTube. YouTube continues to be one of the top discoverability engines for podcasts. So it is really important that you are doing video if you have a podcast out there. And it doesn't have to be complicated. Right now, the software that I am using to record this is called Ecamm Live. That's ECAMM Live. And it's a really affordable. You can do a monthly subscription for the service. I think it's $19 a month, and it helps you to do really high quality, beautiful recordings. For this particular recording, I'm doing a very simple template with just a pink border around me. But if you were to go watch my Dog Enrichment with Tori Mistick show, you will see that I have an intro, I have transitions, I have all kinds of great stuff going on. So you can actually have a very professional produced studio looking podcast that you're recording yourself at home. So I do this all by myself. A lot of people think that I have a cameraman because my camera, is it following me right now? Hold on. There we go. If you're watching the video, the way that I have it set up, the camera actually follows me around. So it's kind of fun. It feels like I have a cameraman helping me to record my podcast. The best way to find video podcasts to be a guest on is to search on video platforms like YouTube. Spotify is also very video friendly, and you can see which podcasts are video. I do a lot of guesting on podcasts. If you go on my Spotify account, you'll actually see I have a whole playlist of just podcasts that I've been a guest on. And I think there's like 40 of them on there now. And lately, almost all of them are video podcasts. So it's really, I think, fun and interesting because I've been podcasting for 8 years now, and I love seeing my guests and talking and interacting with them. But now the trend has kind of evolved that listeners want to see us talking to each other as well. So it's really a fun new twist on podcasting, I think. And there's ways that you can make it more interesting than just having two talking heads by using software like Ecamm. And you can make it a little bit more interesting and engaging. You can put some text on the side or graphics or images or whatever. You can even pop in videos. You can do endless things with this software. It's pretty cool. I'll put a link to it in the show notes here. I think I might have an affiliate link, but if not, I'll just put a regular link to it because I have been loving using this software. So, live streaming, video podcasting, kind of similar things. If you can do one, you can definitely do the other. I think you should give them both a shot here in 2026. Now, that brings us to our third trend, I guess you could call it, for 2026. And this is really leaning into your why of your business. I covered this in the kickoff call for the Wear, Wag, Repeat Society Vault. I have a really awesome worksheet about starting with why. It's inspired by the talk by Simon Sinek. If you have watched that on YouTube, he has a wonderful TED Talk that's pretty old at this point. I want to say it's like 20 years old, but it has 31 million views on it. It's one of the most popular TED Talks of all time. And Simon talks about finding your why and how important that is. And he really reiterates that people don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. All right. People don't follow you online because of what you post. They follow you online because of why you post it. So if you can get really clear on that, you're going to be able to develop more of an emotional connection with your audience. You're going to find people who have the same shared values as you do. And those people are going to become your super fans, your brand evangelists, and they're going to influence other people to support your business so that you don't necessarily have to convince everyone to buy from you. But once you get these core group of customers who really share your values and your beliefs, they're going to do the work for you because they're going to talk about how much they love what it is that you sell, the service you provide, whatever it is that you do to make the world a better place for pets and their people. If you want some guidance on figuring out your why, I would recommend you watch Simon Sinek's talk. If you just Google his name, it's the first thing that comes up on Google. Or if you want to join the Where Wag Repeat Society Vault, I do have a lesson all about this with some specific examples for the pet industry. And you can watch the recorded call where I went through with a group of petpreneurs and we really figured out everyone's why. And it wasn't obvious to everyone at first. So what I love about watching these recorded calls is you can actually see our thought process. You can see the wheels turning of how people start off saying, I don't get this. And then we kind of slowly figure it out together. And we ended up having some really amazing breakthroughs on that call. Again, that's all available in the Vault, which is an on-demand library of 5+ years of expertise and insight and guidance that I created in my membership. But now I have done away with the membership, so there are no recurring charges. It is a one-time payment, lifetime pass to the Vault, and you can access all of those wonderful materials in there. The link for that is wherewagrepeat.com/society. So it's the Where Wag Repeat Society Vault if you are interested in that. So just to recap here and give you a little bit of motivation, I know not everyone likes being on video, but this is our competitive edge against the AI. AI is doing nothing but growing and seeping into every little thing. They're creating photos, they're creating images, they're writing people's emails, and now you can even have them record voiceovers for things. But what they cannot do is live stream. So I would really recommend that if you want to grow your audience online this year and form a deeper connection with your current customers, that you get into live streaming, that you consider doing a video podcast or being a guest on a video podcast, and that you also really figure out what the why of your business is. When I reconnected with my own why last year, which is to help pet parents find opportunities to do all kinds of fun things with their dogs through dog enrichment activities, it opened up a world of opportunities for me and has also given me a newfound enthusiasm for my business, and that's priceless. So again, I'm Tori Mistick. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Grow Your Pet Business with Tori Mistick podcast, produced by Where Wag Repeat. And I'll see you back here sometime soon for another bite-sized episode about how to grow your pet business online.